ورحمة الله. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن. يا أيها الناس اتقوا الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء. اتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. أما بعد فإن الحديث كتاب الله وشر الأمور محدثاتها محدثة وكل ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. And one day has passed. 1/30. That is too much. Today will be like the blink of an eye. And already we prayed 2 times Tarawih. Sometimes a whole day, even though sometimes. And today you would see things, whether it's a billboard, whether it's in the magazine, or whether it's in the newspaper, that you never liked, and you never enjoyed, and you never looked to eat. Suddenly it's delicious during the day. Even you look at your kids and you think, how was this day? Out of hunger and out of thirst. But the reward is great, inshallah. And the effort will be appreciated and will be shown gratitude by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it will just get easy. It will be more fruitful and more beautiful, inshallah. And tonight we are with Ibn al-Qayyim, rahimahullah, again, and his fawaid and with his benefits. And today we start with one of those benefits that we should reflect on, and we should ponder, and we should try to evaluate ourselves. And this is the key of success, and this is the key of changing to the better, to the best, and that is to evaluate yourself and always to check where you stand and where you want to be and where you're heading and what you're doing to be here, if it's going to take you there or not. So very important to understand that. I will show you tonight about 10 things that people do and they do not benefit from. 10 things that a lot of us are indulged in. 10 things that a lot of us are into and we don't benefit from. And he says, rahimahullah, as عنوان and as a title of that فائدة, 10 أشياء ضائعة لا ينتفع بها. 10 things that are lost are not beneficial. 10 things that people do are not beneficial to them, yet they still do, and they continue to do repeatedly, time after time after time, wasting time after time after time. علم لا يعمل به وعمل لا إخلاص فيه ولا اقتداء ومال لا ينفق منه فلا يستمتع به جامعه في الدنيا ولا يقدمه أمامه إلى الآخرة وقلب فارغ من محبة الله والشوق إليه والأنس به وبدن معطل من طاعته وخدمته ومحبة لا تتقيد برضاء المحبوب وامتثال أوامره ووقت معطل عن استدراك فارغ أو اغتنام بر وقربة وفكر يجول فيما لا ينفع وخدمة من لا تقربك خدمته إلى الله ولا تعود عليك بصلاح دنياك وخوفك ورجاؤك لمن ناصيته بيد الله وهو أسير في قبضته ولا يملك لنفسه ضرا ولا نفعا ولا موتا ولا حياة ولا نشورا سعي ضائع وأعظم هذه الإضاعات إضاعتان هما أصل كل إضاعة إضاعة القلب وإضاعة الوقت فإضاعة القلب من إيثار الدنيا على الآخرة وإضاعة الوقت من طول الأمل فاجتمع الفساد كله في اتباع الهوى وطول الأمل والصلاح كله في اتباع الهدى والاستعداد للقاء والله المستعان. العجب ممن تعرض له حاجة فيصرف رغبته وهمته فيها إلى الله ليقضيها له ولا يتصدى للسؤال لحياة قلبه من موت الجهل والإعراض وشفائه من داء الشهوات والشبهات ولكن إذا مات القلب لم يشعر بمعصيته. He says rahimahullah that 10 things that people do and they are lost. And there is no benefit in them. And there is no remorse from those who do them. And that is me and you. That we do them over and over and we don't pay attention. And we don't reflect. And when we realize there's no use, we don't regret and we don't remorse. And he starts with علم لا يعمل به. Knowledge that is not used to be applied. Knowledge that is not applied in your life. And this is one of the greatest disasters that a human being can go through. Imagine a person who goes to school, a student. He finishes high school and he goes to college and he studies and then he goes to graduate school and he spends all these years studying after year after year after year and then he can't find a job. That knowledge does not benefit him to find a job or to do good. So imagine the hassle and imagine the regret that he might have. So the same thing, علم لا يعمل به. He's gaining knowledge and he's learning, but it's not being applied. And it's hujjah. عليه لا له. It becomes a hujjah and it becomes an excuse against him, not for him. And if he would have stayed ignorant, it would have been better for him. And maybe he would have had excuse, I did not know. But now he knows, yet he does not apply it in his life. And how many people do that? They have the knowledge and they know the Quran and they know the deen and they're not putting it into use and they're not benefiting from it. And this is hasr, and this is nadama, and this is regret, and this is lost effort that he does all that. وَقَدِمْنَا إِلَى مَا عَمِلُوا مِنْ عَمَلٍ فَجَعَلْنَاهُ هَبَاءً مَنْثُورًا. We have come to what they have done. Great deed. People will come with great deal on the day of judgment. Great actions and great deeds. فَجَعَلْنَاهُ هَبَاءً مَنْثُورًا. So we turn it into worthless material and worthless dust. Why? Because they did not act according to what they know. They did not have the ikhlas that they were supposed to have. They knew that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that deserves to be worshipped, yet they did not worship Him. They knew that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who needs to be obeyed, yet they did not obey Him. So very important to understand that it's a waste of time when you learn but you don't act and you don't apply your life. Then he said, وَعَمَلٌ لَا إِخْلَاصَ فِيهِ وَلَا اقْتِدَاء. وَعَمَلٌ لَا إِخْلَاصَ فِيهِ وَلَا اقْتِدَاء. And the second thing that is a loss for the one who does it is he who does work that has no sincerity in it. He who does work and people are not following. And know that one of the signs of sincerity is to see people answering the call and to see people listening to the speaker and following what he says, advising them. And this is from the tawfiq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when He finds in His servant the sincerity and the ikhlas. He makes people love what they hear. And He makes people follow what they hear. So it's a lost cause. He who teaches the people without ikhlas. He who does any action without ikhlas, because it will not be followed. And you all know, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ, and all actions are judged by the intention. So without intention, it's useless. So he puts too much effort, and he puts too much energy, and he sweat doing the work, and at the end of it, there is no reward, and there is no benefit. Why? Because there was no sincerity in the first place. As a man, when he used to pray Fajr for 40 years in the first line, and one day he did not make it, so he asked himself and he said, ماذا يقول الناس عني الآن? What people are going to say about me? 40 years he's been praying Fajr because what people are going to say about him, and he's so concerned about that. So imagine when 40 years spent, 40 years of waking up, 40 years of maybe in the cold, making wudu or ghusl 40 years to come and pray in the first line of Fajr, and then at the end it will be thrown in your face. So be sincere and remember your intention and check your intention, and always make sure that you are doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And He says, وَمَالٌ لَا يُنْفِقُ مِنْهُ فَلَا يَسْتَمْتِعُ بِهِ جَامِعُهُ فِي الدُّنْيَا وَلَا يُقَدِّمُهُ أَمَامَهُ إِلَى الْآخِرَةِ. And wealth that he does not spend from it. So he does not enjoy it in the dunya, and he's not saving it for the akhirah. That is Allah's. That is something that you've spent too much time in, and it will be of no benefit to you. You collect and you gather and you work so hard, and you're making the dollar after the dollar, the thousand after the thousand, and the bank is going higher and higher and higher, and you did not enjoy it, and you did not save it for the hereafter. Yani you did not spend it in the way that you will find it later. And this is a lost cause. And this is something life is spending. Years and years of human life spends in this to collect his wealth, and at the end it's a loss if he did not enjoy it in the dunya, or he did not do something with it to get it in the akhirah. And he leaves it, and he sweats doing it or making it, and other people enjoy it. That's why you find Ahl al-Ilm distinguish between al-rizq and al-kasb. Between al-rizq, al-farq bayn al-rizq wal-kasb. Al-rizq, يعني what you gain and what you make, and at the same time you enjoy. The money that you spend to dress yourself and your family. The money that you use to buy food to eat yourself and your family. This is rizq. And al-kasb is you look at your bank account. Is you look at what you save. Because what's all you have? You can have all the money in the world, but all you're using, few things. At one instant, you're using very few things. Your clothes that you're wearing, the food that you're eating, as the Prophet ﷺ has said, يَا ابْنَ آدَمْ تَقُولُ مَالِي مَالِي وَهَلْ لَكَ مِنْ مَالِكَ إِلَّا مَا لَبِسْتَ فَأَبْلَيْتَ وَمَا أَكَلْتَ فَأَفْنَيْتَ وَمَا تَصَدَّقْتَ فَأَبْقَيْتَ. Son of Adam, what's wrong with you? You say my wealth, my wealth, my money, my money. Huh? Pay attention. And you find people collecting, and he's so worried how he gonna collect. If he makes today $1,000, he's so worried how he gonna make $1,000 tomorrow. And he makes $100 today, he's so upset that he only made $100. And when he has $100 million, he's so jealous of the other guy who has $200 million. And he who has $200 million, always worried how he gonna maintain those $200 million that they do not. When it's not used in fi sabilillah, and when it's not used in the right fashion, and when it's not a priority in your life. كما يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نعم المال الصالح للعبد الصالح، وكما يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إنما الدنيا لأربعة نفر رجل آتاه الله علما ومالا. علما ومالا. The dunya of four types of people. And he starts sallallahu alayhi wa sallam with the best of them. He said, a man whom Allah has given him knowledge, ilm, and money. So he knows how to spend this money because of the knowledge. And you can notice that the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam started with knowledge, and then he said wealth. He did not say mal and knowledge, mal and ilm. He said ilm and knowledge. Because very much the next best one on the list is a man whom Allah given him knowledge and did not give him money. فهو يقول لو أن لي مثل فلان, and he's referring to the first one. لو أن لي مثل فلان لفعلت مثل فعله فهما في الأجر سواء. The second person will say, whom Allah only gave him knowledge, he will say, if I have like so and so, and he's referring to the first one. Huh? If I have like so and so, I would have done what he does. I would have done what he does. Huh? So the Prophet said, فَهُمَا فِي الْأَجْرِ سَوَاء, they are equal in the reward. Intention. But he knows what his intention because of his knowledge. He knew what he needs to intend for, what he needs to aim for. And you read the rest of the hadith, you find the opposite. A man whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him wealth, but did not give him knowledge. فَهُوَ يَتَخَبَّطُ فِيهِ. He doesn't know how to spend it. He makes it in haram. He spends it in haram. He does not fulfill the rights that he's obligated to fulfill with this money. Huh? And then the fourth one is a man who did not get no knowledge and no ilm. No ilm and no wealth. So he says, if I have money, I would have done what so and so did. Did he refer to the first one? Nah, to the third one. فَهُمَا فِي الْوِزْرِ سَوَاء. They're equal in the wizr. So a loser is the one who collects the wealth and money and all that, and he does not get to enjoy it. La fi dunya, and he does not use it in a way to get it in the akhirah with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَقَلْبٌ فَارِغٌ مِّن مَحَبَّةِ اللَّهِ وَالشَّوْقِ إِلَيْهِ وَالْأُنْسِ بِهِ. And another thing, 10 things that are lost, are not beneficial, is a heart that is empty from the remembrance of Allah, and from the love of Allah, and from longing to Allah, وَالْأُنْسِ بِهِ, and feeling tranquil with Allah. This is a lost cause. ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب يوم لا ينفع مال ولا بنون إلا من أتى الله بقلب سليم. قلب السليم, a sound heart, a sound that is connected with Allah, a sound that thinks of Allah, a sound that loves Allah, a sound that is not attached to the dunya, a sound heart that is attached to the akhirah and works for the akhirah, and he knows this dunya is not a place to stay, in this dunya, not a place to invest. He knows all the investment in the akhirah. كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كن في الدنيا كأنك غريب أو عابر سبيل. Be in this dunya as if you're a stranger. أو عابر سبيل يعني بل عابر سبيل. يعني بل عابر سبيل. كن في الدنيا, be in this dunya as if you're traveling, as if you as a stranger. Then he said صلى الله عليه وسلم يعني دارك فقال بل عابر سبيل. Not even stranger, be عابر سبيل, be a traveler. Because if you look, the stranger might settle. You are a stranger today in this city. In 2 days, in 2 weeks, in 2 months, you're one of the people. But if you're always traveling, if you're عابر سبيل, you're passing through, you never invest, and you never settle, and you never build a house, and you never build a business, and you never do that, and you never do this. You do not attach yourself to this area because you're just passing through. So the Prophet ﷺ said, كن في الدنيا كأنك غريب بل عابر سبيل وبدن معطل من طاعته وخدمته. Allah's thing is a body that is not functioning in the worship of Allah and in the servicing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And how many of us, that man, and how many of us, that person, that we spend the hours and the days and the weeks and the months without doing anything to the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and without pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we do not reflect and know that إنما أنت بضعة أيام إنما أنت بضعة أيام إذا مضى يوم مضى بعضك. You are nothing but few days. Each one of us here is few days. Each one of us is nothing but few days. When a day passes, some of us goes away. Some of each of you passes away and goes away with every day that passes. So invest and take advantage of the time. ومحبة لا تتقيد برضاء المحبوب وابتتال أوامره. And also another lost cause is love. That you love something, but it's not according to the commands of Allah, and it's not according to the way of Allah, and it's not according to that which will please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Indeed, this love is a lost love, and this cause is a lost cause. وَوَقْتٌ مُعَطَّلٌ عَنْ اسْتِدْرَاكٍ فَارِطٍ أَوْ اغْتِنَامِ بِرٍّ وَقُرْبَةٍ. And a time that is wasted without taking advantage of it to come closer to Allah, without taking advantage of it, of doing something good, without taking advantage of it, of doing something righteous that will guarantee you or will make your place better in the hereafter. وَفِكْرٌ يَجُولُ فِي مَا لَا يَنْفَعُ, and reflection and thinking about that which does not benefit, thinking about things that do not benefit, and getting indulged in things that of no income and no return. Imagine you're a businessman and you invest money in certain project and you spend times and hours and days and nights of sleepless and all that, and then at the end there is no return. Will you be upset? فِكْرٌ لَا يَنْفَعُ, ideas and thoughts come to your head of no benefit. يقول Abu al-Wafa al-Hanbali rahimahullah, one of the greatest ulama of this ummah, he said, when I feel tired to write or to talk, يعني he has transcribers that he can tell him what to write. When I feel tired to do that, when my fingers are tired, astalqi, I lay down and I start thinking. So by the time I'm resting, I have something to write. And how many of us, we do, all of us lay down. But what do we think about? And what do we do? Just like the old man from the village who had a jar of asad, of honey, and then he lay down and the jar is hanging from the wall over him, and he had a cane, a stick next to him he uses to walk. And then he started thinking and imagining and swimming in fil afaq. He said, I'll take this jar to the market and I'll sell it, and with the money I'll buy 2 goats, and then they will mate and we will have too many. Then I will sell them and I'll buy bigger. Then I will sell it and I will buy a house. Then I'll get married. Then I will have kids. And when my kid, I will love him so much and I will discipline him so much. And when he doesn't listen to me, I will grab the stick and try to hit him with it. فَإِذَا بِهِ يَكْسِرُ الْجَرَّةِ. So he grabs the cane and he says, that's all imagination. And when he disobeys me, I will grab the stick and try to hit him. So he goes and he breaks the jar over his head. So the honey spills and he got no honey, and he got no goat, and he got nothing, and this is all imagination of no use. So it's a waste of time when you think of that of no benefit. This Abu al-Wafa rahimahullah, perhaps he has written the longest book ever in the history of mankind, a book called Al-Funun في 800 مجلد, 800 volumes of Al-Funun. That's his book called Al-Funun, and 2 of those 800 volumes are published. And also one of the last cause, وَخِدْمَةُ مَنْ لَا تُقَرِّبُكَ خِدْمَتُهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ. And one of the lost causes is to serve a person or to serve someone or to serve something that his service does not bring you closer to Allah. That is a lost cause. You service a tyrant, you service a fasiq, you service a asi, does not bring you closer to Allah, such service. So this is a lost cause. وَلَا تَعُودُ عَلَيْكَ بِصَلَاحِ دُنْيَاكَ. And it does not give you any return to benefit from the dunya. Even the benefit that you can make in the dunya is not bringing such service. وَخَوْفُكَ وَرَجَاؤُكَ لِمَنْ نَاصِيَتُهُ بِيَدِ اللَّهِ. And a lost cause to be scared and to be humiliated and to ask someone whose forehead is in the control of Allah, whose forehead is in the hands of Allah, and everything is that thing. وَهُوَ أَسِيرٌ فِي قَبْضَتِهِ. And he is a prisoner in the control of Allah. وَلَا يَمْلِكُ لِنَفْسِهِ. Does not have for himself no benefit and no harm and no death and no haya and no resurrection. He cannot do anything without Allah, yet you're scared of him. You're scared of this person and you're scared of these creatures. What's wrong with you? That's Allah's cause. And he said, وَأَعْظَمُ هَذِهِ الْإِضَاعَاتِ إِضَاعَتَانِ هُمَا أَصْلُ كُلِّ إِضَاعَةٍ. and the greatest of these loss causes, and the greatest of these losses, two losses. إضاعة القلب وإضاعة الوقت, the loss of the heart and the loss of the time. The loss of heart and the loss of time. فإضاعة القلب من إيثار الدنيا على الآخرة. You lose your heart because you're putting the dunya before the akhirah. You lose your heart because the heart is engulfed and the dunya is embedded in it. You lose your heart because your heart is hard because of the love of the shahawat and the desires. That's why you lose the heart when it's attached to this dunya, the niyyah, this dunya that of no worth and equals to Allah not even a wing of a fly. وَإِضَاعَةُ الْوَقْتِ مِنْ طُولِ الْأَمَلِ. And the second loss, that is the loss of time, is because you think you will live too long. Because you think you will live for too long. If I tell any one of you, or any one of us tonight knows when he gonna die, you're gonna be dead in 10 years. Some of us maybe less, maybe more, but we know we will be dead. If someone knows he will be dead in 5 years, don't you think that he will make sure that every single second of these 5 years or 10 years are used appropriately and in the right fashion? طيب, we all know we're gonna die. We all know. I don't know exact time, but some of us maybe will be dead before the end of this month, and some of us might live for the next 50, 60 years. But you know, you will be dead. So why you waste your time? And why you think you're gonna live for too long? كل من عليها فان. كل من عليها فان. Everyone will die except Allah. So if you know you will die, why you waste the time? Wallahi, you see some people that you wish that time can be bought, so you can buy it from them. You wish, but you can't. Each one has his own time. So invest in it and take advantage of it, and take advantage of every moment. An hour that passes you don't remember Allah will be an hour of regret on the day of judgment, as the Messenger ﷺ said, فَإِضَاعَةُ الْقَلْبِ مِنْ إِيثَارِ الدُّنْيَا عَلَى الْآخِرَةِ. The loss of heart. You lose your heart because you love the dunya, you love this world, you love the material more than the akhirah. That is fine to love this dunya. وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا وَأَحْسِنْ كَمَا أَحْسَنَ اللَّهُ إِلَيْكَ. Don't forget your share from this dunya. And I'm not telling you find a cave and sit in it and don't work and don't invest and don't make money and don't do this and eat spiders and eat scorpions and eat this. I am not saying that. But do not forget about Allah. And do not forget about your priorities. And do not forget about your purpose in this life. He created you to worship Him. So make this job and make this investment to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is with the right intention. So you lose your heart when you're attached to the dunya and you forget the akhirah, and you lose your time because you think you will last for too long. طول الأمل فاجتمع الفساد كله في اتباع الهوى وطول الأمل. All kind of corruption are summed. All kinds of corruption are summed in the love of the dunya and in thinking you're gonna live too long. How many people you tell him pray, he said, or he says, or she says, I'm still young. Cover, I'm still young. Still have years. Once I reach 40, 50, 60, I promise you I'll sit in the masjid and I will not leave. And maybe the only time he comes to the masjid is when he's carried over the shoulders, so they can't pray over him. He never walked and he's carried. So all the corruptions because of those two things. The love of desires and attachment to the dunya, and the thought you're gonna live for too long. So you keep procrastinating. والصلاح كله في اتباع الهدى والاستعداد للقاء. And all sound ideas and all success is in two keys: the love and the following of guidance, and the preparation for the meeting of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we should not forget the famous saying of Fudayl ibn Iyad: للرجل فمن عرف أنه إلى الله راجع علم أنه موقوف، ومن علم أنه موقوف علم أنه مسؤول، ومن علم أنه مسؤول فليعد للسؤال جوابا. He who knows that he will return to Allah, then he should know that he will stand before Allah. And he who knows that should know that he will be asked by Allah. And he who knows that he will be asked by Allah should prepare the answer. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us an answer on the day when He asks, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the tathbeet. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد. جزاكم الله خير. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.